From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily for Friday, November 14th. Almost to the weekend, and the weather is fantastic. Feels nice outside, not too cold to start the day. It's going to be sunny and beautiful the rest of the day. 63 degrees is the high, and it's going to get even warmer on Saturday.
What can 160 years of experience teach you about the future? When it comes to protecting what matters, Pacific Life provides life insurance, retirement income, and employee benefits for people and businesses building a more confident tomorrow. Strategies rooted in strength and backed by experience. Ask a financial professional how Pacific Life can help you today. Pacific Life Insurance Company, Omaha, Nebraska, and in New York. Pacific Life and Annuity, Phoenix, Arizona.
With the federal government open, experts say food assistance benefits should be back to normal soon. News 8 government reporter Garrett Berquist explains.
Officials with the Family and Social Services Administration say they'll ensure all SNAP recipients get their full benefits for the month. They say they're still finalizing when the funds will be available, but it's going to take a little while for the system to recover. The Metro Baptist Center's food pantry is open 2 days a week. Mo Wildy says they normally get about 20 to 50 people on those days.
We get people from who are homeless. We also get people who have residents, and it just depends on their situations. I would say the vast majority of the people who come in here who have a residence also are on SNAP. When SNAP benefits were cut this month, he says sometimes they nearly doubled that. When word started filtering out that the benefits probably weren't going to be coming through for November, we started to get people who were coming in. We got more people, but we also got more requests from the people who usually come in. Relief for food banks and the SNAP users who turn to them is finally in sight. The USDA has directed states to resume full SNAP benefits as soon as possible. Officials did not say whether to restore them all at once or stagger them. Hunger relief advocates say about 572,000 Hoosiers use SNAP.
I'm glad we're seeing progress. I'm glad that the disruptions will end at some point. We're still expecting to see heightened need for some time now, simply because there has been such a disruption for so long in so many Hoosiers' lives.
Bryant says benefits need to get delivered, and federal employees who might have been relying on food banks need to get their back pay. She says she hopes the shutdown highlights the shortcomings in America's food assistance programs.
And so when we have such severe disruptions to these programs that are vital to the health and vitality of Hoosiers and Americans, I think we've really seen how disruptive that is to our country.
Bryant says SNAP users should continue to use resources such as Community Compass if they need help. Wildy says he hopes things return to normal soon, but he's disappointed the SNAP crisis happened in the first place. The fact that a government would actually put people at risk just so they could make political points seems rather absurd to me, but that's the way things are today, so that's one of the reasons why we exist.
Even though the shutdown is over, Federal Aviation Administration says it will continue reducing flights until there are more air traffic controllers. The website FlightAware shows there are 9 canceled flights early this morning in or out of Indianapolis today. That could increase as the day goes on. More than 1,000 flights were canceled in the U.S. yesterday, including 17 here. We've made it easy for you to track those flights at the Indianapolis airport. Just go to wishtv.com and look in the As Seen On section of our website. You can find this story, and there you'll also find advice on what you can do if your flight is canceled. Furloughed workers are returning to their jobs. Amy Kiley reports on the challenges that await after the longest shutdown in U.S. history.
It will take time for this all to get back up and running.
Some functions of the federal government are getting back online quickly post-shutdown. Others face impediments. The Agriculture Secretary says SNAP benefits should go out by Monday at the latest.
It's moving, it's coming, and for those who really depend on it, good news is on the way.
Officials say certain federal employees should start getting back pay today. Some agencies warn it could take another week to make their staffs whole.
One factor that is hampering it is a lot of these payroll offices have been cut down in size as part of the early downsizing efforts that the administration took very early on in President Trump's term.
Officials say such layoffs also were complicating efforts to get heating and utilities assistance to qualified Americans. Meanwhile, the Smithsonian says it's opening its museums and zoo on a rolling basis starting today. The National Gallery says it'll be fully open by tomorrow. Conservationists say some national parks are dealing with litter and graffiti after operating with skeleton crews. I'm Amy Conley for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Here in Indianapolis, we now know the name of a man arrested for a shooting this week on the city's east side. IMPD says 49-year-old Ronald Washington was taken into custody. Police say he shot and critically injured a man Wednesday on Windsor Drive near 21st and Arlington. IMPD says Washington ran from the scene before officers arrived, but officers captured him later that day. Police say he is facing preliminary charges of attempted murder. Crews will move forward with work on a new Henry Street Bridge now that an archaeology team has finished excavating the site. News 8's Kat Sandoval reports on the city's history uncovered in the process.
While there are more than 1,700 grave sites, it's still unclear how many people they've recovered. And that's because each site or shaft contain more than one body. I got a chance to speak to a historian who took extra care in identifying and excavating these bones.
Whether it's just a handful of bones or an entire skeleton, everyone gets treated similarly in our lab, and our main goal is to reconstruct the lives of those individuals from their bones and teeth.
Excavation of the Henry Street Bridge project began last year, about 1.5 acres. So far, 500 individuals have been identified. Historians say it could take another year for the rest. The oldest bones went as far back as the 1820s, and that includes some of the earliest African Americans who lived in Indianapolis.
The city of Indianapolis has done a great thing here in doing the proper excavation of this site. It was a long time coming, but the decision was made to do the right thing. This work along this area was almost done by shovel and hand shovel, digging up this area. Initially, there were plans to use huge backhoes with big pans to scoop the dirt and clear the area. So much would have been lost to do it that way.
The excavation is complete for the bridge project, but historians say just north of it, the Green Lawn Cemetery and the North Burying Ground still have human remains.
There is much more land that you'll see here that is also cemetery, and there is much more work to be done if that land is going to be used as a development site.
During the bridge site excavation, around 100 workers braved freezing temperatures and summer heat to safely recover bones and artifacts, including archaeologist Ryan Peterson.
It was just humbling to see such a large cross-section of people from, the founding of Indianapolis, and to see different personal items and how people were buried next to each other. And
once the bones are ID'd and documented, the next step is to find a burial ground. Where that is still unknown. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Kat Sandoval for Wish TV, WishTV.com.
National news now. More Republicans in Congress are signaling support for compelling the Justice Department to release its investigative files on sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. President Trump has pressured lawmakers to keep the files sealed. This week, the House Oversight Committee released thousands of emails and other documents from Epstein's estate showing that he mentioned Trump and their former friendship numerous times. Trump is calling the controversy a hoax, but a Republican Congressman, Thomas Massey, says it's about closure for Epstein's victims.
It's not a hoax. It's not a moot point. It is a very serious thing. There are 1,000 victims, and there are survivors who have had a press conference with Ro Khanna and I, and that's what we're fighting for, justice for them.
Epstein took his own life in prison in 2019 while awaiting trial on federal charges. The IRS says you will be able to add more money to your 401k and other retirement plans next year. The maximum contribution someone can make to a 401k, 403b, and most 457 plans will be $24,500 in 2026. That's up $1,000 from this year. People over 50 who have the option to make additional catch-up contributions will also be able to add $8,000 next year. Catch-up plans for 60 to 63-year-olds will stay the same at just over $11,000. $1,000. The IRS is also raising the annual contribution on individual retirement arrangements up to $7,500. Sports now, former Indianapolis 500 winner Ryan Hunter-Reay is set to make another run for the Borg-Warner Trophy with a new team. The 2014 Indy 500 champion will drive for Arrow McLaren in next year's race. Hunter-Reay will be the team's fourth car in qualifying.
So I think we're both really primed for a great 2026 run at the 500. This is actually my 10th IndyCar team that I've driven for, so it's cool to see a lot of familiar faces, and a great opportunity, awaits.
Hunter-Reay has exclusively raced in the Indy 500 for the last 2 seasons. Sports director Anthony Calhoun is headed to Center Grove for this week's Zone Tailgate as the team takes on Warren Central in the regional round of high school football. In today's Aviator Adventures, Drew Narsutis takes us in the skies over Trojan country as they get ready to host Warren Central.
From snowflakes to sunshine, it has been quite a week down in Indy's south side, and the Center Grove Trojans are wasting no time enjoying the turnaround. The 10-1 Trojans are back at Ray Skillman Stadium gearing up for a regional round showdown in the IHSSA Football State Tournament against the always dangerous Warren Central Warriors, who come in at 7-4 and hungry for an upset. At practice, Center Grove looked every bit like a team that has been here before, moving through drills with confidence and intensity as coaches fine-tuned the game plan and players sharpened execution for Friday night's spotlight. Mother Nature should be cooperating with us on this one too. By kickoff at 7 p.m., expect partly cloudy skies, light wind, and temperatures in the mid-50s, slipping closer to the lower 50s by the final whistle. About as close to perfect football weather as November can offer. So as we get ready to rock and roll into regional playoff football, you can get ready to join AC in the Zone crew live on the site, or switch your screens to MyIndyTV 23 for every snap at home. I'm meteorologist Drew Narsutis with Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Another tough night for the Pacers on the road in Phoenix. Their losing streak is now at 6 games, and yet another Pacer is injured. Early in the third quarter, Aaron Nesmith steps on his teammate's foot, slipping with his left foot, and he went down. He did not return, and there's no word yet on how much time he might miss. Pacers fall to the Suns 133-98. Back home tomorrow for a 7 p.m. tip against Toronto Raptors. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.